All right, I'm gonna do what I've been trying to do for a while, which is kind of record a video within a stream. I feel like this is like the best time to do it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I feel like this game deserves a really fun first impressions video. So, what better way to do it than with everybody who's running around the starting area? So it's cool to see some English names as well. Looks like people kind of didn't end up getting stuck in just one server, so hopefully servers will be really fun and packed for a while. But first impressions of this game are it's very pretty, very beautiful. The models are insane, to be honest. Um, the systems so far don't seem very overwhelming. But we do have like an inventory, our bag system. It does seem pretty clean when it comes to like attaching and removing. It does show like bigger number better. So use this one with an arrow that's pointing up. It is interesting that you have like scrolls that you can like kind of auto use, like speed scrolls. Um, like I think these are. I don't even know how to like necessarily disengage them. I think you might I just pop them up. So you don't have like so right now I'm sitting here. I don't want them necessarily going off. Hopefully they don't necessarily go off when you're just chilling. But something to keep in mind is that there are scrolls that give you like speed boosts and like damage boosts. These things seem to be kind of like constantly needed in a sense because you're just so it's going to be like your new baseline, which is interesting. I've seen them in other games, but not really any big mainline ones. So keeping in mind those are going to be a resource is interesting. I don't know how necessary they'll be, but I mean 5% is 5%. So there's that. Besides your inventory, there are a few other systems that they've kind of shown us. We do have our skills menu here, which looks very very good. It's cool because when you click on a skill, it'll actually show you what it does, what it looks like, as well as all of your details and statistics to the left here. There are some skills that need requirements. So, like for this E skill here, you can see there's a couple of E skills. It's because they have different requirement sets. So one is for knocking, one is like for a knockdown, one is for a stagger, um, and then one is like on a successful block. So these are going to be triggered or triggerable by different other skills, or depending on the state of the monster you're fighting. So like we have our 2 skill, which can go ahead and knock down, which allows us to then use this E attack to a knockdown target. So it's kind of cool how things kind of like flow into each other. The screen does populate with like a suggestion of like, hey, this is available to you because you've hit a certain state. So that's kind of fun too. We have gotten passives as well. I haven't enhanced any of these down here yet. It does cost materials here, and I'm not sure how much of those materials I'm going to get. I'm sure I'm going to need to upgrade these either way, but I'm kind of holding off at first just to see what I needed to actually use them on. I just got this attack, this Q ability. So I've been getting abilities steadily. I mean, from level 1 basically, and it looks like to level 16 I'm going to be getting things. So it hasn't felt like I'm only using like one attack. It feels like I'm kind of comboing. It's really nice. The combat is fluid. It doesn't really feel floaty. There are one weird thing when it comes to like your sprint. It kind of like for like a couple of milliseconds, and that could be my ping, but I think it's an animation thing. It kind of like sits for a sec, like a couple of milliseconds, and then it actually triggers. So it's not as like knee jerk as like you'd expect, I guess. It also does look like the game doesn't necessarily want you to be dodging a lot. I'm not positive on that, but it doesn't look like it's encouraging that. But yeah, besides your skills, there are a few other things we have up here. This is going to be, I believe, the shop. I haven't really gone into the shop yet, but they did kind of tell me where it was. I'm sure there's plenty of things to buy in here. This is a cute animation, though. All right. I do not know how this is going to work. Also, these are not USD, so these are not $1,000. This is, I believe, Korean currency. I could be wrong on that, but I can guarantee you they're not thousands of dollars, because that would be insane. That would be the headline, right? So usually it's like 1,000 to 1, right? So like, or 1,000 to 10 or some shit like that. So yeah, 1,000 to 10. So this would be like $10 if I had to guess. And this is like 750. Some of this stuff's pretty cool though. Pets. I have to check this stuff out later. But I don't even know how purchasing things is going to work since it's not on a global scale yet. And maybe you have to pay some kind of exchange rate. Not sure. We just clicked into our closet. Nice. So yeah, there's a lot of fashion in this game, it seems. You can test out the outfits, which is great. This is my character. I love the character I made. She is so much fun. And they let you do a lot with the customization. So definitely enjoy that and have some fun with it. I'm sure these skins are going to start popping up in the overworlds here in the next couple of days, if not sooner. So I'm sure we're going to see those. Looks like you don't get collection points, though, for these. So that's kind of cool. Maybe that doesn't entice things to just be purchased, but I feel like purchasing things is going to be part of the game anyways. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about here? We also have... We looked at our item box already. We also have... our J here, which is going to be our kind of like our quest log. Journal, whatever you want to call it, but it's going to have all of our missions and stuff in here. So right now we're on episode 2. Dreaming of Paradise. So far, the storyline has been really fun. It doesn't feel like too rushed. It doesn't feel too slow. I felt like I was playing the game the whole time, which is really nice. Yeah, so I would definitely suggest checking this out. I'll leave a link to the launcher in the video description down below. You will need to check your area to either be like Taiwan or Korea. Highly recommend Taiwan. Yeah, definitely for a free-to-play game. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff that we've already heard about when it comes to like monetization, but the cool thing is that you're not paying anything to play it, and it's a good time so far. So I would definitely recommend checking it out and letting me know what class you picked. I ended up going with the Gladiator, I believe it's called. So kind of like a sword basher. But yeah, that's kind of everything that I've experienced so far. We just got to the main area of the overworld. It looks like we're seeing a lot more player characters in this area. We did see a few in the last area, but I think that was more of a tutorial area. So yeah, if you haven't already, follow, subscribe, like the video, ring that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.